From translation, Net New English Translation, this 212th day of the year today we are reading passages, Isaiah 30-17, Isaiah chapter 13, verses 1 to 22. Here is the message about Babylon that Isaiah son of Amos saw. On a bare hill raise a signal flag, shout to them, wave your hand, and they will enter the doors of the nobles. I have commanded my sanctified ones. I have summoned my warriors, those who rejoice in my triumph, to carry out my anger. Listen, the sound of a tumult on the mountains, like that of a large multitude. Listen, the sound of an uproar among the kingdoms, like nations gathering together. The Lord who commands armies is mustering an army for war. They are coming from a distant land, from the remote horizons of the sky. The Lord is coming to execute judgment on the whole world. Wail, for the Lord's day of judgment is near. It is coming as a destructive attack from the Sovereign One. That is why every hand will hang limp, every person's heart will melt. They will be terrified, in pain and agony. They will rise like a woman giving births. They will look at one another in astonishment, their faces flushed with fear. Look, the Lord's day of judgment is coming. It is a day of cruelty and savage, raging anger, destroying the earth and wiping out all its inhabitants. For the stars of the sky and its constellations will not give their light. The sun will be dark when it rises, and the moon will not shine. I will punish the world for its evil, and wicked people for their sin. I will put an end to the pride of the arrogant, and humiliate the insolence of tyrants. I will make human beings more scarce than pure gold, and people more rare than gold from Ophir. So I will shake the sky, and the earth will shake loose from its foundations at the wrath of the Lord who commands armies, on the day his anger rages. Like a frightened gazelle or a sheep with no shepherd, each will turn toward his own people. Each will flee to his homeland. Everyone who is caught will be stabbed. Everyone who is captured will die by the sword. Their infants will be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their houses will be looted and their wives violated. Look, I am stirring up the Medes against them, who are not concerned about silver and take no delight in gold. Their bows will slaughter the young men. They will show no mercy on the fruit of the womb. Their eyes will not pity children. Babylon, the most admired of kingdoms, the Chaldeans' source of honor and pride, will be destroyed by God just as Sodom and Gomorrah were. No one will live there again. No one will ever reside there again. No Bedouin will camp there. No shepherds will rest their flocks there. Wild animals will rest there. The ruined houses will be filled with hyenas. Ostriches will live there. Wild goats will dance among the ruins. Wild dogs will cry out in her fortresses, and jackals in her luxurious palaces. Her time is almost here. Her days will not be prolonged. Isaiah chapter 14, verses 1 to 32. For the Lord will show compassion to Jacob. He will again choose Israel and settle them in their own land. Foreigners will join them and attach themselves to the family of Jacob. Nations will take them and bring them back to their own place. Then the family of Jacob will make foreigners their servants as they settle in the Lord's land. They will make their captors captives and rule over the ones who oppressed them. When the Lord gives you relief from your suffering and anxiety, and from the hard labor which you were made to perform, you will sing this taunt song against the king of Babylon and say, how the oppressor has come to an end, how his fury has ended. The Lord has broken the scepter of the wicked, the rod of rulers, which angrily struck down nations with unceasing blows, and angrily subjugated kingdoms with relentless aggression. The whole earth rests and is quiet, they break into song. Even the cypress trees rejoice over you, along with the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since you fell asleep, no woodcutter comes up to chop us down. Sheol below is stirred up about you, ready to meet you when you arrive. It rouses the spirits of the dead for you, all the former leaders of the earth. It makes all the former kings of the nations rise from their thrones. They all respond to you, saying, you have become weak as we are, you have become just like us. Your splendor has been brought down to Sheol, along with the noise of your stringed instruments. Maggots are spread out beneath you like a bed, and worms are your covering. Look how you have fallen from the sky, O shining one, son of the dawn. You have been cut down to the ground, O conqueror of the nations. You said to yourself, I will go up to the sky, I will set my throne above the stars of God, and I will sit on the mount of assembly in the far north. I will go up to the heights of the clouds, I will make myself like the Most High, but you were brought down to Sheol, to the depths of the pit. Those who see you stare at you, they look at you carefully, thinking, is this the man who made the earth tremble, who shook kingdoms, who made the world like a desert, who tore down its cities, and did not release his prisoners so they could go home? As for all the kings of the nations, all of them sleep with honor, each in his own tomb. But you have been cast out of your grave like a shoot that is thrown away. You lie among the slain, among the corpses pierced by the sword, those who go down to the stones of the pit. Like a corpse trampled underfoot, you will not join them in burial, because you destroyed your land and killed your people. May the descendants of evildoers never be named again. Prepare to slaughter his sons for the sins of their ancestors. They must not rise up and possess the earth, or fill the surface of the world with cities. I will rise up against them, says the Lord who commands armies. I will blot out their memory and destroy what is left of them. I will make her a place for wild dogs, and her land a swamp for owls. I will attack her with the measuring line of chaos and the plumb line of destruction. The Lord who commands armies has sworn an oath. Surely, just as I have intended, so it will happen. Just as I have planned, it will come to pass. I will break Assyria in my land. I will trample them down on my mountains. Their yoke will be removed from my people. The burden will be taken from their shoulders. This is the plan I have devised for the whole earth. My hand is ready to strike all the nations. Indeed, the Lord who commands armies has a plan, and who can possibly frustrate it? His hand is ready to strike, and who can stop it? In the year King Ahaz died, this message was revealed. Do not rejoice, all you Philistines, that the rod that struck you is broken. For from the serpent's root a viper will spring up, and its fruit will be a darting, poisonous serpent. The poorest of the poor will find pasture, and the needy will lie down in safety. But I will kill your root with famine, and your remnant will be killed off. Wail, O gate, cry out, O city, melt away, all you Philistines. For a cloud of smoke comes from the north, and there is no straggler in its ranks. How will we respond to the messengers of the nation? The Lord has established Zion. In her his afflicted people find protection. Isaiah chapter 15, verses 1-9. Here is the message about Moab. Ar in a night it is devastated. Kir is destroyed in a night. Ar's daughter has gone up to the high places to weep. Moab is wailing on Nebo and Medeba. Their heads are shaved, their beards are cut off, their hands are wounded in sign of grief. In the streets they wear sackcloth, on the roofs and in the city squares they wail, falling down weeping. Heshbon and Elileh cry out, their voices are heard as far as Jahaz. Therefore the soldiers of Moab cry out, and their courage wavers. My heart cries out for Moab. Her fugitives flee as far as Zor and Eglath-Shelishiyah. They go up the mountain road to Luhith, weeping continually as they go. On the road to Horonaim they raise a cry of destruction, for the waters of Nimrim are dried up. Indeed the grass is withered, the vegetation is gone, and nothing green remains. So they carry their wealth and belongings over the ravine of the poplars. Indeed their cry echoes throughout the land of Moab. Their wailing reaches as far as Eglaim. Their wailing reaches as far as Beer Elim. Indeed the waters of Dimon are full of blood. Indeed I will bring even more trouble upon Dimon. A lion will attack the Moabite survivors, and the people who remain in the land. Isaiah chapter 16, verses 1-14. Like a wandering bird separated from its nest, so are the daughters of Moab at the fords of the Arnon. Give us advice, make a decision. Cast your shadow over us at night like the middle of the day. Hide the fugitives, do not betray the one who flees. Let my fugitives stay with you, be a refuge for Moab before the destroyer arrives. Let the oppressor cease. Destruction comes to an end, the one who tramples the land disappears. When love and faithfulness disappear, the one who trusts in the Lord will be blessed. A throne will be established in loyalty. From his tent he will seek justice, swift and upright. We have heard of Moab's pride, his great arrogance, his boasting, his pride and his haughty speech. Therefore Moab wails. Indeed, every one of Moab wails, for the raisin cakes of Kir Haeseth they moan, utterly crushed. For the fields of Heshbon are ruined, the vines of Sibmah are withered. The rulers of the nations trampled through the vines of Sibmah. They reached as far as Jazer and wandered to the deserts. Their branches spread out and crossed the sea. So I weep along with Jazer for the vines of Sibmah. O Jazer, I weep for you. Your branches once spread across the sea, reaching all the way to the sea of Jazer. The destroyer has fallen on your summer fruit and grape harvest. Joy and gladness are taken away from the fertile field. In the vineyards no songs are sung, no cheers are raised. No treader treads wine in the winepresses. I have put an end to the cheering. Therefore my heart moans for Moab like a harp, and my inward parts for Kir Haeseth. When Moab appears, he tires himself out on the high place. He comes to his sanctuary to pray, but he will not prevail. This is the message that the Lord previously announced about Moab. But now the Lord makes this declaration. Within 3 years, like the years of a hired worker, the glory of Moab will be brought low. Despite its large population, its survivors will be very few and feeble. Isaiah chapter 17, verses 1-14. Here is the message about Damascus. Look, Damascus is no longer a city, it is a heap of ruins. The cities of Aroer are abandoned. They will be places for flocks to lie down, there will be no one to frighten them. The fortification of Ephraim disappears and Damascus loses its power. The remnant of Syria will be like the splendor of the Israelites, declares the Lord who commands armies. At that time the splendor of Jacob will fade. the fatness of his body will waste away. It will be like reapers gathering the standing grain, as when one gleans the grain in the valley of Rephaim. Only gleanings will be left, as if an olive tree had been beaten, 2 or 3 olives at the very top of the tree, 4 or 5 on its fruitful branches, declares the Lord God of Israel. At that time people will trust in their Creator, they will gaze with respect toward Israel's Holy One. They will no longer trust in altars or respect Asherah poles and incense altars. At that time their fortified cities will be like the abandoned summits of the Amorites, which they abandoned because of the Israelites. There will be desolation. For you have forgotten the God of your deliverance, you have not remembered the rock who is your refuge. For this reason, even though you cultivate desirable plants and set out slips from an exotic vine, even though you make them grow on the very day you plant them, and even though you make them blossom in the morning you plant, yet the harvest will be a heap of ruins in the day of disease and incurable pain. Oh, the raging of many nations, they rage like the raging of the seas. Oh, the roaring of the peoples, they roar like the roaring of mighty waters. Although the peoples roar like the roar of surging waters, when God rebukes them they flee far away. They are driven like chaff on the mountains before the wind, like tumbleweeds before a storm wind. In the evening there is sudden terror, by morning they are gone. That is the fate of those who try to plunder us, and the destiny of those who try to loot us.